Okay, and so we've got the president, the Dalai Lama, and a snowstorm. It sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Well, the Dalai Lama is kind of this international rock star, and when he comes anywhere, he draws a crowd.
When they get together at the White House, what happens? Where do they meet? Where are they talking? And do we have any idea what they're talking about?
They brought the Dalai Lama out to the cameras by way of like a kitchen alleyway here at the White House because they don't ever invite him to the Oval Office. Instead, this time, the Dalai Lama was brought into the residence part of the White House. And he met there, I guess it must have been at least an hour with the president.
And talk about that, because it's a very delicate dance whenever they host the Dalai Lama, former presidents, and even having that picture taken. Tell us about like some of the pictures we've seen with presidents and the fact that some of them won't even have their photo taken with the Dalai Lama.
Well, it all goes back to the Dalai Lama's winning the Nobel Peace Prize 20 years ago, 1989. That was 2 years before the Tiananmen crackdown in China. Around that time, George Herbert Walker Bush had been ambassador to China. And then when he became president, he decided he wanted to meet with the Dalai Lama. This was after the Tiananmen Square, but they didn't allow any pictures at all. He knew it would drive the Chinese the official Chinese government crazy. Bill Clinton met with the Dalai Lama in what has typically around here been called a drop-by. Mm-hmm. The president just happens to wander into his national security advisor's office when, oh, look who's sitting there.
That happens to me all the time, man. I come into my office and the Dalai Lama's there.
But they don't do it in the Oval Office. They do it in somebody else's office as if it were just a casual, oh, fancy meeting you here. The second George Bush was the one who really raised this to a much higher level by actually going to Capitol Hill to the public ceremony, standing with the Dalai Lama, having his hands, shaking his hand, and President Bush actually even delivered remarks. And now that President Obama has the Nobel Peace Prize, they decided to have the meeting after President Obama met first with the Chinese leadership himself in Beijing. Mm-hmm. But at the time, he made it very clear to President Hu Jintao that he would meet with the Dalai Lama and he would do it here at the White House.
But what a photo op today. Thanks so much, Anne.
Thanks, Sharon.